On that negative note of the world, you guys ready for your next act? Ladies and gentlemen, look at that nose up to the ladies and gentlemen, keep it going!
The audience just left. Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm just unwinding here. I want to tell you about the worst day I ever had at work. Has anybody here been mortared at their desk? No? What about a grenade? No, okay. Let me tell you about 1992, just after the Berlin Wall had fallen, and my boss said to me, "Hey Jude, do you want to go to Kazakhstan?" And I went, yeah, that'd be really cool, I want to go to Kazakhstan. Oh yeah. I didn't know where Kazakhstan was or anything about it, but it was a free trip, you know? So you go, all right, off we go. So I spent 3 weeks in Kazakhstan setting up this computer network for them, because they had nothing. They were an ex-Soviet republic. So it was just laptops essentially connected into their phone lines to this server. It's very boring and wasn't much fun. And there I was, laying in my bed, having a lovely sleep, when all of a sudden, got thrown out of bed. I mean, I've been thrown out of bed before for farting, but this was ridiculous, okay? This was a fair dinkum mortar blast outside the hotel, the windows shattered. I have had urgent bladder and bowel issues and had to quickly change my underwear, get dressed. I tiptoed downstairs because I'm expecting soldiers, and I look around, there's nobody there except this other person who was staying in the hotel. He's an American, well, let's call him Bob, okay? And Bob said, there seems to be a civil war going on. And I went, oh, that's great. Can we get a flight out? And he went, no, they have seized the airport to stop the Russians flying troops in, so we ain't getting out that way. And I've gone, this isn't going well. And he goes, oh, well, don't worry about it, don't worry, it's all under control. I have a pilot's licence. And I said, well, that's good, but the airport's closed. He said, yeah, but there's this tiny little aerodrome on the edge of town, and we can go there. I've gone, all right, and while all this is happening, we're still getting grenades. I learnt on that day that a grenade a day will keep the visitors away, okay? So we decide we're leaving, okay? So he says, right, I want you to get the biggest rucksack you have, and luckily I had a big, like, walking one, you know, with the frame and the whole shit. Fill it full of, well, some underwear, because you're going to need that, your passport, and as much vodka and cigarettes as you can. So all the staff by this time have left there, they've buggered off. They're probably hiding somewhere, or maybe they're fighting. I don't know, and really don't care at that point. So I go into the duty-free bar they have there, and all the vodka and the Gauloise cigarettes, these French cigarettes, and I'm loaded down, and so we walk. Walk. Does anybody want to know how you bribe a Russian soldier?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. There's two ways. The simple way is, while Bob goes up to the officer and starts to talk to him, I go to the enlisted man and light up a cigarette. By this time, I don't drink and I don't smoke, okay? But I go to light it up, and then I go to the soldier. Here you go. And the soldier goes, oh, thanks very much. And so I hand out another one to the other one. There's usually no more than 2 or 3 at a strong point. And I go, hey, keep the pack, no problem. So that's the soldiers, they're bribed. They're my friends now. Bob is dealing with the NCO or the officer. Generally, a bottle of vodka will do that. You know, oh, geez, it's been a terrible day. I'm going to have a slug of vodka. Would you like a slug of vodka, Commander, Sergeant, whoever? He spoke the language, by the way, I didn't. Most of the time, that was enough to get us through a strong point to our journey. If that didn't work, what you do is you have $50 or $100 in your pocket, and you accidentally drop it on the ground, and you go, oh, Commandant, you've dropped some money. And he goes, that's not mine. Oh, I'm sure it is. And sure enough, it worked every bloody time. He'd pick up the 50 American dollars and we'd sally on through. So that's, if you're ever in trouble, that is how you bribe a Russian soldier or a Kazakh soldier. I mean, equal opportunity, I say. So we make it to this aerodrome where we're going to rent a plane. So the fellow who's running it says, no, not rent the planes. War on, can't rent. We'll sell plane. And we go, all right, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Because at the same time, two things have been happening. The mortars and the grenades are still falling, and we start playing a drinking game called, ha, you missed me. And so every time it missed, we take a slug of vodka. So by the time we got to the aerodrome, we were both pretty bombed. And so eventually, my pilot friend says, this is the plane for us. And I've looked in, I've gone, mate, there's a hole in the back where I'm supposed to sit. And he said, no, that's the bathroom. And I've gone, oh, I'm not sure about this. And he said, look, all the control surfaces are good. The engine works, this is as good as we're going to get, and I don't know about you, but I want to get out of this country fast. And I've gone, okay, that sounds fair enough. So we go back to our proprietor and say, we'll have the red and white one. It had one seat in front, one seat in back, and of course the bathroom in front of the back seat. And I'm saying, we'll like that one. He goes, 3,000 American dollars. And we didn't have 3,000 American dollars in cash. We emptied our pockets and we had about 1,200 and whatever. And I thought, oh, this isn't good. We're going to die here. And then I thought, oh, what am I doing? I've got a corporate credit card, haven't I? So I took out my corporate credit card, American Express, and said, well, will you take this? And of course he went, duh. So I bought a plane on my corporate credit card. There you go, thank you very much. We get into the plane, and it was a pretty reasonable flight. Nobody shot, they probably felt sorry for us as they saw this little plane sort of going, oh, I think I can. Oh, don't shoot at that, mate, it's just going to crash anyway. And so as we get to this aerodrome in Russia, and we come in for a land. Oh, by the way, personal note here, if you are sitting in the back seat of a plane with a bathroom like that, don't try and use it, because the upwind just passes everything back at you. Trust me, I know. So we come to arrive, boom, at the aerodrome, and everything's good. We get a bit of a, Russian soldier sort of stop, and but once they realised we had lots of vodka, that was all good. And then, so there I've made it out of a war-torn country without a bloody scratch. And, I open the back door, I'll fall out of the plane, rent the knee. And every time I climb up on the stage, it's a 50-50 chance whether I fall on my ass. So that was the worst day I've ever had at work. Can anybody beat that? No. It is there that I will leave you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention.
I'm a sneaky man, Judy. I'm a sneaky man. Give it up to Judy, ladies and gentlemen! Fucking so we're smashing through this fucking night. Now I went to an all-Catholic primary school, right? I think it really scarred me. Some shit there that really fucking stuck with me. Now I think about it, it could have been worse. In hindsight, that whole experience could have been worse. But I think they said some shit that really stuck with me. I'll give you an example of what they said to me. When I was 6 years old, I lost my first dog. It was my first experience of death. It was a really big moment in my life. Right? I was very upset. My RE teacher, my religious education teacher, sat me down and explained to me that it's okay because now that my dog has died, my dog will go up to heaven. And one day when I'm ready, I will also pass over into God's eternal kingdom. And I'll be reunited with my